It's the bombastic, shiny, brass 174th episode of SETI BIMCO Part 2, The Revenge.
Why brass?
Brass.
Not even brass C, just
That's
brass.
the medal for
just
the
medal.
1974th anniversary of a podcast.
Wow, the 1974, which we're not at. So it's good that
174th, sorry.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. You added 1,800 episodes in there, which we have not done yet, but that's okay.
But we going to make revenge sequels, or maybe not, for this movie we're going to talk about.
Or maybe
this
not.
week we're talking about, what'd you pick? You picked it, George. You say it.
Yeah, get my soundbite saying to everybody. Zombie ass, toilet of the dead.
2011.
From Japan, continuing as the United States burns into a toilet, we're continuing our tour of the rest of the world. A different country, a different film each month until we get bored of this shtick.
Till the holidays.
Until the holidays? That's what we do? Okay.
And every week we start.
Which holidays, Tim?
The
Halloween's coming up soon.
The winter solstice.
Winter
Holiday
solstice,
lights.
okay.
And Mummers.
And every week
parades.
we start with
a question.
We start with
about
a wrinkly old man
age-old
joke.
question about revenge, George. I got a quick one.
Wrinkly old
quick
man.
one.
Yeah. Oh, it's quick, huh? That means it's not.
Did the square ever get revenge?
Square, like an uncool person.
No, the shape, the square,
like a rhombus, but like not a rhombus.
4 sides.
Okay.
The square, did it?
It's like a rectangle.
Yeah, it could be. But did it ever get revenge on the
parallelogram?
On the circle for cutting fucking corners? Get through this joke. Think about it. Think about it.
No, I'm not going to think of the joke at all.
It's SETI BIMCO Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
Oh, it's SETI BIMCO Part 2. Yeah, here we are.
SETI BIMCO Part 2. Picture, the year is, let's guess, 1932. Tim Hamilton, young Tim Hamilton, with his looking resplendent with his bowl cut, sitting there in his English class in whatever little school he went to. It's Scholastic Book Week. Yeah. They're like, oh boy, here's 100 jokes to tell around the kitchen table. He slaps down his parents' hard-earned shekels for it. That joke was exactly the sort of crap you would find in there.
You know me well, because that is exactly the book I bought.
Of course it was. It explains everything.
What did one?
So that is my co-host, Tim Hamilton. Believe it or not.
Wait. Yeah, I'm Tim Hamilton.
Yeah,
this is George O'Connor. But George.
Yeah, cartoonist for the New Yorker, everybody.
What did one burp
Tim.
say to the other burp?
Excuse me?
Let's be stinkers and go out the back door, George. Come on. You don't know that one?
No.
That was a good one.
That's appropriate for tonight's movie, though.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah,
you want to get right to it, or you want to talk about other things?
Well, I do want to mention a few things. I should have mentioned this before, but so Tim never introduces me, so I have to introduce myself. I always introduce Tim. I'm George O'Connor. I'm a New York Times bestselling cartoonist. My new book, Book 3 of Asgardians, Loki, is probably out as you hear this episode. It comes out October 14th. So what I ask of you all, just turn this off. It's not going to get any better. Just turn it off and just run out to your local independent bookstore, buy, let's say, 7,000 copies apiece. Yeah.
I'll buy one.
Or, no, 7,000, please. Buy one, sure. But why stop at just one? 2 is company.
Mm-hmm.
3 is a crowd. So 4 makes it one better. And so forth and so on until you get to 7,000 copies. Yeah. Each, everybody.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm tired of working. I want to retire. Yeah. And if all 7 listeners of SETI BIMCO buy 7,000 copies apiece, I'll be sitting pretty.
We will. That's like, if you get $1 a copy, that'll be a lot.
Yeah. That'll be like, let's do the math, Tim.
So you're the math guy. Currency Corner.
Oh, no Currency Corners this week, Tim. We haven't been doing Currency Corners much because we are doing this tour of foreign countries. You know what it turns out about foreign countries, Tim? Most of them don't use dollars. The only ones that really have used dollars are the ones where, due to a lack of proper oversight in our halves, our parts, we don't actually make sure we do a movie that's in the country it's supposed to be. Looking at Tim with Italy and the Dominican Republic.
Speaking of money, we didn't mention when we did Canada. You know what it's a currency of money is called up there? A denomination, a loonie. A denomination,
do you know why?
because it's named after a bird.
Well, it's got a bird on the back, and then they call it's the $1 coin, or the $1 Canadian dollar, and then they call the $2 ones a toonies.
You could be lying about that.
No, that's totally true. It's just because it's two. It's like loony and toonie.
Okay.
Yep.
Like loony.
Write to us, Canadian listeners. SetiBimco@gmail at the end with
Looney Tunes.
with an E at the end, gmail.com, like Looney Tunes. It is like Looney Tunes.
Yep.
Looney Toony. Do you think they ever do that when they're paying? Like somebody is like $3 and he's like, Looney Toony. And the guys that get out of the store.
What's 3 called then?
It's like, wait, can I take my milk in a bag first? I don't think they have $3 coins. It's much like the way the euro is available in 1 and 2 euro denomination. Nowhere we do have dollar coins in this country, but we barely use them because we're dumb.
Yeah.
I like the coins as like when I'm in Europe and like slapping down like a euro, be like, yeah, how that?
Yeah, how that?
Makes me feel like a big man.
You do that. When I did that, when I was in France a long time ago with a friend, and
when you were in France, it was before euros. It was still
in the
francs.
underground.
wait, in the
fighting the
underground?
Nazis.
Oh, wow.
That's what you're trying to say.
Wow. Long time. No, like you've literally talked about your time in France and how it was before euros. But anyway, go on.
But a vendor had a big what I call sneeze guard over his truck. And my friend, who knew a little bit more French than me, she put the coin up on top, and she was like, "One? What's the French word for one?" But and then she put another coin because the man his expression did not change. He just looked at us, and then she put another coin up. Like, is this enough? We wanted to buy something to eat. It was like soup. And she kept pushing another coin up.
But you realized you were actually at an orphanage,
Yes.
and they're like, you can't eat these children.
They're much,
like, but they look so
cost
tasty.
much more than this. But she kept putting coins on top, and he wouldn't change his expression. And eventually, she pushed her coins forward enough that one coin went bloop into his soup.
Nice.
And he still didn't change his expressions, so we walked away. That's all that happened.
Tim, I want you to go back to that same spot in France now. I'll be like, oh, it was a statue.
It's a statue. It probably was.
Oh my goodness. That's a good story. It's too bad we're not doing France today, but we're doing Japan.
Sorry.
Japan. I want to start off with a
we'll get to it.
Sincere and heartfelt apology to everybody.
If you watched.
This was if you watched Zombie Ass trailer
You're on a watch list with us.
I apologize. Yeah. Although this is a very popular movie. I did a lot of research. I guess I knew it was trouble.
Wait,
should I tell a little bit of the story?
Let's get to the movie, but first, you're forgetting. Odd laws in Japan. We're going to Japan.
Weird laws. Oh, man, the country that produced Zombie Ass Toilet of the Dead is going to have some weird laws.
Well, yeah. In Japan, it's legal to marry your first cousin, which may come as a surprise, but that grows from the when they used to have a clan structure, that kind of thing.
I do wonder how much that is implemented nowadays.
I don't know. Ask Rudy Giuliani.
I can't think of anything more horrifying, though. Famous Japanese mayor, Rudy
Who married
Giuliani.
his cousin.
Yep. Ugh.
Number 2, carrying scissors with a blade length exceeding 8 centimeters can potentially lead to a violation of Japan's firearm and sword control law. So
8 centimeters is pretty short.
Well, you can still stab someone.
I would say standard. Yeah, I mean, Tim, I don't want to brag. I could stab someone with I right here.
Oh, we're artists.
Wall.
I got some X-Acto blades.
I got there's push pens stuck right into the wall. I could stab you with that. It's like a centimeter. I could stab anybody.
Okay.
Not bragging.
Not bragging.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I could just stab anything and anybody anytime. Yeah. just telling the truth,
Well, the third one, you cannot clone people. They made this illegal when shortly after Dolly, the sheep, was cloned. They decided, nope, you're not cloning people in Japan. So,
good for them. That was like them looking at they looked at like their history. They looked at their culture, their pop culture. Like, you know what? We're almost certainly going to clone somebody, and we're going to do something bad with it.
So
good for them for getting ahead of it. Like, props
especially
to them.
in their law, it says, especially if your name is Giuliani. Anyway.
Oh, weird. Again, weird.
Okay.
This is going to be the all Giuliani bashing episode. Yeah. Good. That guy sucks. Never seen anybody burn as much goodwill as that guy did.
He's burned more.
From being America's mayor to America's toilet.
He's burned more bridges than Feisty McPherson that used to burn bridges during the Civil War. He burned so many bridges in the Civil War.
Now, normally, Tim, I'm very supportive of people who just start the joke before they know it's going to finish it. But you got to realize, Tim, you're never going to you can't even remember people's names 9 times out of 10. You're like, Mr.
I was going to build my wings on the way down, George. You know that saying? Just jump off the cliff.
Yeah, but it's just not going to happen.
I had some wings going.
All right. Yeah. Maybe. All right, let's so let me go back in. So we're done. That was all the outlaws.
We're done.
Good job. Let me continue my lavish apology to everybody. I'm also going to mention. So this movie we watched it on Tubi.
Yep.
Tubi, it's my most watched channel now. It's insane. This movie was only up there in subtitles, which is the way I do prefer to watch these movies. That did prevent me from taking notes a lot because I had to kind of be watching.
Challenging for me too.
Challenging too. So, I basically, what I came across is I had pretty copious notes for the first half before I was like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is a movie about fart zombies. And kind of stopped. And I hope we'll just remember the rest.
I wrote a lot.
So I got some.
Do you want to read a synopsis so people know what this is about?
Yeah, I do have a short synopsis. Where was it? Japanese, obviously. Schoolgirl Megumi and several of her older friends go on a trip to the woods, and they are attacked by a crowd of undead covered in sewage. They seek refuge in Dr. Tanaka's home, and he has plans for them.
It's called fecal matter, George. I can't say poop the whole time. We got to use some other words. Fecal matter.
I said Dookie. Sewage.
I know, sewage. Glad you got that.
Okay. I'm like Tim was so excited about getting to say poo-poo words. So I have some facts about the film that I think are super interesting and give us some insight. All right. So this is kind of cool. The name that this was released in Japan is Zombie Asu.
Okay.
So clearly the Japanese word for zombie is zombie, and the Japanese word for ass is asu.
I think we created the word zombie, or
and it sounds like we maybe created the word ass too. And so they're just took 2 words. And I think zombie isn't actually zombie Haitian.
Yeah. I sorry.
Yeah, and
I
isn't
apologize.
ass actually? Yeah, okay. Anyway,
ass was.
It was released in 2011, written directed by a gentleman named Noboru Iguchi. The tagline of this film is "We are going to flush you."
Okay,
this is real. I'm not making jokes. And it's with an exclamation point.
That's translated.
I want to read you. Yeah, that's actually true. So maybe that actually is wittier in Japanese. Sometimes you watch movies like this, you feel like stuff that seems really weirdly flat and pedantic to us is probably just due to a translation error. So I just need to tell you a little bit about this guy, Noboru Iguchi, right? So unlike most people associated with this film, he did have a blue link on Wikipedia, which yielded me some gems. Okay. He also directed the horror comedy called A Larva to Love in 2003. Oof. About a strange relationship involving a boy, a girl, and a parasite. So clearly this is the thing he's got ideas about. And there's this fucking quote for him when he was at the New York Asian Film Festival, which I've actually gone to events at that
I
here,
have too.
Which is hilarious. I'm on their mailing list, yeah. Iguchi told of an incident where one of the actresses in the movie, completely unaware of her role, balked at doing action scenes totally naked. According to Iguchi, We had to calm her down, capture her, and convince her to do the job. We made it so she could not leave the set. In America, we would have been sued.
Is that all in America? Just sued?
Like, yikes. And this, I can just picture the chilly, like he's just telling the story, how funny it is. Everyone's like, so
he thought this was a funny story.
Kidnapped a woman and made
festival.
I assume. I mean, I didn't see the actual clip. This was just quoted on Wikipedia. He was also both the screenwriter and director of the 2008 action and gore cult film, The Machine Girl.
I've seen a trailer for that.
Which I'm just... Yeah, that was actually almost the other movie I almost picked for this one. So I didn't know it was by the same guy.
So I guess it would.
Iguchi said he wanted to make an action movie with a woman fighting, and it started with just an idea of a girl losing her arm and going out for revenge. And it was originally called One-Armed Big Busty Girl.
Jesus.
The Machine Girl gun part came later. And in 2012, he directed the short film Fart for the ABCs of Death. So that gives us the scope of this gentleman.
Wow.
Yeah,
he's another
Tim,
Paul Naschy, except Paul Naschy just does werewolves. So what's with these people?
Paul Naschy does at least, he does like Polish werewolves. This guy, like Tim wrote to me behind the scenes. He's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm watching a fetish film.
Yes.
And like I don't think we've ever watched a movie that I would be more embarrassed to see another human seeing me watch than this.
Yeah. We'll get to each part. You know, I want to encompass all my thoughts here tonight. The reason I think it's that flush thing might be translated wrong. We've both been to Europe. And although I don't know if they keep getting more toilets, but I remember being in Europe and you just poop in a hole in the floor, right? You've done that. And I wonder if Japan, it's the same. I've never been there, so I don't know. So I was wondering if flush is not a common word in Japan.
The toilet that is the titular toilet of the dead here is indeed one of those old-fashioned toilets. If you've never seen them, they're just a hole in the ground, and people they take the squatting position. There's no seat. It's like it's supposed to be better for you. You have to be able to crouch pretty well.
Is it better for you?
We spend. Yeah, they say it's actually because it puts gravity on your belly. It just squeezes the poops out,
and your legs don't fall asleep.
It's like toothpaste, Tim.
The toilet.
I feel like
it's happened to you. You know it.
There are some. My legs have fallen asleep.
At least one of them.
There's a couple things. I feel like we'll talk about this later. I do have some, like when we get to the toilet scene, I do want to talk about some things. I was
going to bring it up too. I bet
like there definitely existed in Europe, but I also know Japan is kind of state of the art with their toilet technology now.
Okay.
My brother, for instance, has a Japanese toilet, and it's got like a built-in bidet, and the seat is warmed.
Wow.
Tim, the toilet seat actually tilts forward to help you get up, as if you're if you're that person.
No.
Or I guess your legs don't fall asleep. It's very high. It's like it's an extravagant toilet. And I know they're not the same country, but when I was in China, like those toilets were like everywhere. So, and a lot of them were from Japan. So I think Japan has fully gotten behind like the toilet revolution.
They probably have one now that's like, you don't have to poop. We'll just reach inside you, get it out. So you think that's the next step? Explain
to us more, Tim. Like,
just be a tube.
Is the toilet speaking?
Yes. Yeah.
Is the toilet speaking?
That was me just speaking.
Pulls a rubber glove onto his robot arm and goes, "We'll just pull it out of you." Maybe it's a big worm that goes up their butt.
Oh, it's like this movie.
Like this movie. All right. So our main character is Megumi, who is, like I think we're going to start off in depth.
Well, let's say it had an opening fun song, which also focused on the woman's butt. The opening credits. It was like a fun. It was like fun music.
I forgot that part.
I played it. This girl dancing, and she bends over, and there's a light shining in her butt. So it tells us where we're going. But anyway, so the story, though.
So Megumi, who is dressed like in, it's not quite Catholic school uniform. It looks kind of like more like Donald Duck.
Well, that's the uniform.
But you've seen it. It's like Sailor Moon. It's like, yeah. So Megumi, who is younger, she's recovering. Like we know that
she's actually 18. People,
sister
I had to look it up before, or else I was going to turn this movie off.
The actor was.
She was 18. I texted you.
She did look very young. Yeah. She looked very young, everybody. And the character is recovering from the death of her sister. We only know, I think that's all we know at this point. She is with her friend Aya. Her sister's name is AI, so I think they're meant to have names that sound very similar. Aya's boyfriend is this guy Tak, who seems older.
Like he's 40.
He's got like a goatee. Yeah, he looks. He's also like he's like a big druggie. There is a woman named Maki who's like very tall and busty and really hates Megumi because Megumi is nice and looks like she's never farted. That's a major plot point that keeps coming up.
And how old are these two other girls that aren't Megumi, are teenage girls?
They're definitely older. It's stated that they're older.
Yeah.
I don't know why she knows them. And then there's this guy named Naoi who looks kind of like if Velma from Scooby-Doo was like a boy and Japanese.
He's comic relief. Remember 16 Candles.
Long Dong.
This guy makes him look great. As far as
it's pretty rough. He's got like a beetle haircut. I feel like he's got like glasses.
He just screams all the time too.
Yeah, and like it's so like the themes are like, you know, it's like a horror movie setup. So Megumi is the good girl. Really can't figure what role her older friend plays except for maybe eternal victim. Her boyfriend's the druggie. Maki is like the mean girl, and Naoi is just like there's something wrong with him.
We don't know why he even came.
And he doesn't seem like he would be friends with the rest of them. And they're going camping, and specifically they're excited to be fishing in this one area which is known for having a lot of parasites in the fish. And it's specifically Maki who wants to be something called the gravure idol, and I'll talk about that in a second. She wants to eat some of the fish because then she'll get parasites that'll help her stay thin.
Yep.
So bad attitude towards women right there. Do you know what a gravure idol is? Did you encounter that in reading about this? So she was one of only 2 actors in this entire movie to also have a blue link next to her name in Wikipedia, because in Japan she's a well-known gravure idol. A gravure idol is apparently an old type of photography. So it is a type of celebrity who is famous for posing in skimpy outfits in men's magazines mostly, and they call them gravure idols. And she is actually a famous gravure idol.
That's a specific thing, huh?
It's very specific. Apparently, I didn't follow the links far enough, but like the link said, gravure idol is part of the larger idol culture in Japan. So apparently this is like part of, like, there's other types of idols. There's gravure, there's manure, there's who knows, whatever.
Okay.
So she, even though she's very, very thin already, she wants to get worms to keep herself thin. And again, she has decided she really hates Megumi because Megumi is a perfect girl who is definitely never.
This is happening in the car. I know. This
is all happening in the car. We're learning this as we're trying to get. I always have a little trouble in these movies, like when they start, they're like throwing like 5 characters at me right away. I except for the character of Aya, who really, like I just said, is just the eternal victim. Like I did get they did a pretty good job of nailing who everybody is. I'm like, okay, she hates her. Okay, I get this.
And right away. Naoi, his stomach's upset in the car.
Yeah, his stomach was upset
because
I forgot that. Yeah,
because they stop. He gets to get out and vomit. He starts vomiting, and Megumi comes to see him, and he's I'm so embarrassed. I shouldn't have come.
It's weird. So a woman should. I would never want a woman to see me like this. This guy vomits for so long that I thought it was going to be related to the zombie outbreak. I
guess it wasn't.
And it's also weird because, like, I don't know, hypothetical question for you and any listeners, right? Yeah, hypothetically, you're in a road trip, right? Some people you've just met. One of them you've only spoken to this person, really the back of their head, because they're in the front seat of the car, you're in the back, right?
Yes.
They stop saying they're going to be sick. They run out and start explosively vomiting. Great force, liquidy yellow vomit coming out for like 5 minutes.
Yes, it will seem like that.
Would you run right next to them and pat their back as they vomit, or would you give them some space?
That's funny. I thought that when she ran up, because I thought, I've never comforted someone who was vomiting. And I always left them, you're okay in there, right?
Yeah. I mean, nobody likes to be seen vomiting.
Yeah, you give them their distance.
Yeah, you give it's one of the most degrading things you could do. The other thing is maybe like being squatting over a toilet, taking a nasty diarrhea shit, which we'll get to later. But it's like one of the positions you least want to be seen in. And
he says, this is one of the things I never wanted to see a woman. I never wanted a woman see me doing.
I never wanted a woman to see. Yeah,
it's a George.
Yeah. Oh, no.
A list of other things Noy is embarrassed to do in front of women.
Okay.
On top of vomiting.
While he's vomiting, or even more. Okay.
Synchronized vomiting with his identical twin brother.
What's his identical twin brother's name?
Hi
and Noy.
Hi. Second one, vomiting while crying and masturbating.
Oh, I've been there.
And also vomiting while getting arrested because his identical twin brother is actually an illegal clone, George.
Oh, no.
Brought it back.
I'm trying to think what are the other laws that you could have brought in there, too. Who cares? So then they're fishing.
Is Maki... Yeah, Maki came with them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Maki's right there because they're fishing, and she.
That's right.
This is actually when she actually yells. I think this is the first time she specifically says, "You look like you've never farted in your life."
Who says that to anybody?
If you were to map the character arcs in this movie, like Noe's character arc is he has to finally be a man and like maybe loses virginity. Spoilers, he doesn't. Megumi's character arc is she needs to be comfortable farting in front of another human being. I think Aya's character arc is she needs to be comfortable farting in front of another human being. Maki's character arc is she wants to be skinny no matter what. And Tak's character arc is he wants drugs and he's just a bad dude. That's
thinking about
it.
hitting on the other girls because at one point his girlfriend is like,
well, he straight
don't
up
you even think of.
He straight up makes out with Maki. So they catch a trout in the water. It's a funny scene because like the trout's like
jumping,
like levitating.
I thought it was jumping.
Jumping, I guess it's jumping, but it's like they're just holding it. And this is when we get the sense Megumi is maybe more than we knew because she is dressed like Sailor Moon after all. She grabs the net like from Maki, who's like being an idiot, can't fish, and like she swoops the fish up in her hand, like just catches it. And they're like, oh, you're so good at that. And you definitely never farted. And so then I don't remember who shows them how to fillet the fish.
I think it's the guy because he's the one that said
Tak or now Noi?
The driver. Doesn't he cut it open?
Okay,
because then he pulls the worm out. It's like, oh
no, I think it's actually Noi because later she fights and she blames Noi for what happens.
Oh, maybe he was.
So anyway, they cut open the trout and they pull Noi. I'm pretty sure pulls out like a giant worm, and then immediately Maki yells like, "Don't you hold it for me while I still have my resolve!" And she grabs the worm and swallows it whole. Now, Tim, I didn't make lists for this movie because I just couldn't. Instead, I'm going to intersperse this with pertinent bits of IMDb trivia.
About worms?
Did you go to the IMDb? No. Believe it or not, IMDb does not have a worm.
I know.
IMDb's page for this movie is a delight.
I should have looked at it more.
Oh, there's not enough, honestly. I wish there was more. But here's a piece of trivia that they had related to the scene. You ready for it? According to IMDb, the parasite inside the fish that the girl ate was just a string of spaghetti.
Nice.
Yep.
Spaghetti comes into this later.
Yeah, it does. So everyone's like horrified because the worm was giant. And they're like, oh, you're going to get so sick. And I think she immediately is like, oh, my stomach, but nothing much happens with it.
And also somewhere in here, the driver, he's hanging out with Maki alone. And Maki's like, if you say I'm the most beautiful woman here, you could kiss me.
You could kiss me. He's like, of course you are. Yeah, he's off getting high. I don't remember where the other ones are, but Maki, who needs, because she's feeling very threatened by the non-fartability of Megumi, Maki goes and finds him. He's standing among the laundry at this like cabin they're at. And she's like, if you think I'm hotter than Aya, who is your girlfriend, you can kiss me. He's like, sure I do. And they start making out. And then we see like there's somebody watching going,
That's right. Megumi wanders off into the woods alone for some reason. And the car driver hits on her. And so that's when we learn that she's got some more karate moves. That's what I thought happened.
I forgot that scene.
He tries to hit on her.
No, he doesn't just hit on her. He assaults her. And she kicks him, knocks him down to the ground, and he's yelling like, I'm going to kick your ass for that or something. And she brings her, or she does that kick where she brings her foot up straight over her head and springs it down on his crotch. And the noise is liquid splashing.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's like, oh, it's because they even say like, oh my God, you destroyed his nuts. And he sits up and goes, ah, and he passes out unconscious.
And this scene, here's my first hint that this movie might be a problem. Right?
Wow. We got pretty far in before you realized that this might be a problem.
Every time Megumi does karate kicks, we have to see her underpants. Uh-huh. There's never a time. You didn't notice that?
I didn't,
really?
Honestly. But
every time she kicks, the camera's down there.
No, that makes sense.
This movie is obsessed with girls' underpants. Come on.
Which I have, in Japan, they're called pantu.
Pantu? Okay.
Seems like there's a lot of words in Japan that are maybe just English words with the "u" at the end, like asu and pantu. Just noticing this right now. I'm learning.
So, boo boo.
So
boo boo boo
boo boo boo boo. What else you got, Tim?
I have this.
Wouldn't it be great if the podcast just evolved and you just go boo 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 boo? And it's like, Tim, are you okay? Tim?
My two lists are up front here.
Is this all right?
Because
nice.
Throughout this whole movie, I can't believe George didn't notice. Whenever Megumi fights, we have to see her underpants. But
I noticed other things, so I'll mention those.
Why do we have to see Megumi's underpants every time she kicks, George? I can't figure out why. Why would that be? So here's my reasons. I think maybe.
Okay.
Somebody had stolen all the cameraman's underpants, and he was just trying to find out who had them. Okay.
Okay. Nice.
Number two. Also, the cameraman was only 3 feet tall. So that's why he's always shooting up her dress.
Oh, maybe he was Billy Barty, the cameraman from UHF. Previous episode of SETI BIMCO. Watch it in our archives.
Also, the cameraman was already drunk, so he was mostly laying on the ground.
I got a number 4. This movie is generally kind of pervy.
Yes, that too.
I didn't notice. I will say, I don't think I noticed her underpants being shown. Because we see so many underpants in this movie. We just see everyone's underpants.
That's a thing. So, here's something I looked up. I don't want to bring this up. I think I told you about this before.
But I'm gonna anyway.
There's a movie from 2011. Did you know this movie is called HK Forbidden Superhero? And that's it.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's a superhero who realized he gains superpowers if he wears a girl's dirty underpants on his face as his mask. You can type that in. You'll see a picture of him.
You've mentioned this before. You actually talked about like a movie where like the character had underpants on their face. You're like, come on, I'm like, I really don't know it. Oh yeah.
Well,
do you know
to be clear, I never watched it. I just know it exists.
HK stands for Hentai Kamen.
That's a popular manga comic, and it got made into a movie. He just wears a little pair of underwear where they're supposed to be, and also a pair on his face. There is
the Japanese manga artist Go Nagai. Yeah. He did Mazinger and Devilman and stuff. He has that series it's something like it's very close to Hentai Kamen.
Don't know that one.
It's like Kiko Kamen or something, and that's about a woman who fights crime naked. She's a superhero, but she wears only a mask.
Okay, oh, jeez.
And the idea is that nobody would. So, I'm betting Kamen means underpants. All right, let's go back.
Jesus.
No, but Panto does.
He's a genius, though.
This is a good episode. Yeah,
she's a superhero and she's naked.
Wait, yeah. I mean, he's actually really good. I went on a big Go Nagai kick recently.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. Check it out, everybody.
Yeah. He has I think I told this to Fife, so we have to cut this part out because he's his real name. I see a lot of Gilbert Hernandez in his work. Okay, so where were we? So all the friends run out and they come to the scene where Tak is laying on the ground with his nuts splashed, and Megumi's up against the tree, and they're like, "What happened? What happened?" And suddenly, they hear a noise like, "Ugh," and a zombie appears. It's presumably the same zombie that was watching him making out with Maki, and and they're all yelling, and Tack gets up again, recovered pretty nicely from his genitalia being reduced to like porridge. Yes. And he's waving his finger in the zombie's face, which you know is going to be bad. And the zombie just bites the finger right off. And here's another hint of Megumi being a kick-ass martial artist. Because after like the very long scene, which actually I have to admit, because this was the first gore scene, I was like not in the mood for that. I'm like, oh, it wasn't even that good looking, but like it bothered me. Yes. And then suddenly Megumi does this crazy spin house kick, and the guy's neck goes like, and they're like, Megumi, that was too strong. And she's like, it was just a normal kick, but it's a zombie. Okay. So, they run away. They run because he's bleeding so much because his finger was bit off by this zombie who I guess they don't know is a zombie. They think he's a crazy person. Yeah. They find a house and they run to a deserted village specifically. Yeah. There's a village up the road and they run there. And as they're running, Maki's stomach, she's like, oh, my stomach, my stomach. It's feeling really bad, and like she's falling behind, and like at first they don't see anybody right until she has to go take a shit. Well, they find this house area. They do see a girl dressed in the opposite outfit of Megumi. Remember, she wears the opposite. That's a little girl because I never quite put together. It is the opposite of Megumi's outfit. You left out the prelude. Prelogue in this movie where we saw a doctor helping her sticking a parasite in his daughter's mouth. We don't see it, but something's going on. Sticking bugs in her mouth specifically. That's all you need. And that part was unclear because the bug thing then seems to come up in Megumi's memories. Like maybe it was something happened to her as a kid. Her younger sister I was a little confused. Was being picked on in the little girl's room, and they wanted to make her eat bugs. That's all. Eat bugs. But why were the bugs being like? Why was it bugs for both of them? It's just a metaphor, George. I think it's a metaphor. Okay. Just like the underpants. So speaking of metaphors, just like so Maki, who like Maki is like the babe. Mm-hmm. She's like running, filling her stomach. It's like we are treated to some interesting camera angles. Did she start farting by now? I can't remember where. Yeah. Okay, so many characters in this movie. As this parasite, she ate the worm. As this parasite takes hold, one of the things they start doing is farting just ridiculously. And they do something that really bothered me, where as they're running, they just put their hand over their ass and like hold it there. It's like they're just farting on their own hand. I'm like, that's not doing anything except for me. Yeah, it did. Because I'm like, you know what? These are big, horrible farts. There's no way. Your hand isn't doing anything except for getting farted on. Now your hand has a problem. Like, I'm not going to put my face near your butt. That's fine, right? But unfortunately, now your hand is like your butt. Now your hand, like, it's just fucking deal with it. You're farting like that. Your hand's not doing anything. And Megumi says to her, "Oh, you're farting, and it sounds like you're having diarrhea." And Maki slaps her. How dare you? She's like, "Don't you say that about me?" But then she goes into they see an outhouse. It's one of those old-fashioned toilets Tim and I talked about. George, I was thinking, this reminds me of when George told me about vacationing with his family, and his mom had to choose between getting to the house or to a barn to poop. That's exactly what I thought of. Was that on an episode of this? No, I don't think you mentioned it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to mention it. True story. I'll just say it. My mom... We took a recent family vacation. My entire family has really bad stomach issues for the most part. And we were staying with my sister who only has one bathroom. There was about 7 of us there. And so my sister, as a precaution, just set up a bucket for pooping purposes in a like shed that was next to the house. And my mom was out there having her coffee one morning. Ironically, the bathroom in the house wasn't even occupied at the time, but she had to poop suddenly and decided it was a better route to go poop in the bucket than shit in the house. And she did. You can't panic. Now, luckily, that's where the story diverges from here, because what happens to Maki. So this is where I think, close-ups, this is a fetish, right? For somebody. Yeah, this is weird. Close-ups, we see Maki pulling down her. First up, this is the thing I want to talk about, these types of toilets. This woman's in danger of just full-on shitting herself any second now. But she has to stop and completely remove her shorts. Well, don't you? Oh, you mean, did she take them all the way off? I can't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah. And to be clear, we don't see anything of the front of her. We only see her butt, as if you were thinking. Yeah, we see a lot of her butt, though. Kevin Kablasto alert. But yeah, it's weird. I'm like, that's a dangerous way to poop, I guess. But we're really up there, right up in her butt. Do you think it was CG at one point? Her butt looked out of my screen at one point. I know what you're saying. There was I think they probably had to blur out her anus.
Yeah, something was
because she had her butt cheeks spread.
That image.
Yeah. Because we spend the next 5 minutes staring
While
at
she
her butt
farts.
as she is in the pooping position, as she's
Just farting.
looking up at the sky into our face, crying for help from whatever gods she may worship. Then we see, I'm like, are we really seeing this? Like we see like it looks like the water inside the outhouse is like drip start piping. I'm like, no. But no, instead we see suddenly a human face rises up through all the turds and shitty water. There's like a fucking zombie in the toilet. Tim, I'm interrupting to share a couple scenes, a couple pieces from IMDb trivia. There was 2. Consider these corroborations of each other.
I'm glad you did this research.
IMDb trivia. Actress Asana Mamoru, who played Maki, had to control her bowel movements while filming the outhouse scene so she didn't poop on the zombie actor.
What?
Some of the farts heard were real.
Come on.
That's what it says. And my reaction is like, come on. But then there's another piece, but from a different author.
Okay.
The diarrhea scene in the outhouse was real. The actress who played Maki had an upset stomach that day and was beneficial to the making of the scene.
This is not true.
16 people found the first one helpful and 17 found it. So, hey. So, we're
This scene
sitting
was
here
inspired
as this man...
by the story that Harrison Ford told in the filming of Raiders Lost Ark when they all...
For those of you who don't know, the very famous scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when Harrison Ford fights the Cairo swordsman, it was supposed to be a big, long scripted fight. And apparently not just Harrison Ford, but the entire crew, except for Steven Spielberg, had dysentery at that point from eating bad food. And he's like, it was the end of the day. He's like, fuck it. Can I just shoot him? And Steven Spielberg was like, yes. So that famous showdown, he just shoots the guy. That being said,
related.
Tim, just on Instagram, just yesterday, I was watching some footage because I follow several Indiana Jones fan accounts they did film a big chunk of that fight scene.
I never knew that.
So you can find there's actually a bit where like Harrison Ford is fighting that dude, like he gets thrown over it. Yeah, the guy's he's like swings at him, he flips over a table, all kinds of stuff. It's better to just shoot him, I guess, even though it's not sporting.
Not sporting, old lad.
So apparently Maki, the actress Asana Mamoru, is really just cheesing beefers on this guy's head who's floating in the fucking grossest turdy stuff. He reaches up a hand and she starts and like. He's just like, it's covered with shit.
Feeling her butt for 5 minutes.
And he's like grabbing her butt and they're putting in spanking noises. So we're just watching.
Run
like,
away too.
I swear to God, the women in this movie never run. When stuff is happening, like she's just sitting there, she's screaming, a monster is getting me. And the people hear it in the bath, like outside, but nobody's running in to help her. And so he's just, just picture like this shit covered paw just grabbing this woman's bare ass. Is like slap, slap, slap. So she's covered with fucking shit as he's just grabbing it. And this goes on. This entire toilet sequence, which gives the movie its fucking name, is probably like 5 minutes.
Way too long.
And
she
woman's
farts
butt
on him too.
has like more
CG
close up.
fart. Remember that?
She CG farts
on his
like
face.
A mustard yellow cloud that makes the zombie choke and she's able to get away. So apparently the zombie who was under the water in turds still breathes,
I guess.
And so then she's running out. She joins her friends. They're all running, but she keeps dropping behind because her stomach still hurts. And she still didn't poop.
The zombies throw
she
poop
farts
at them.
and
I don't know if you noticed that.
That happens a little bit. Well, first she farts on the zombies as they get closer to her, and it forms the shape of the devil's face. And I'm like, what's that? That's just nothing. And then the zombies carry her off. And then the zombies start reaching in their pockets and pulling out shit and throwing it at the rest of the survivors.
This is supposed to be a comedy. Although nothing in here really made me laugh. I can't think of anything in here where I was like, that's funny. Because
I probably had a few derisive snorts, but I don't think
because I realized I was watching something bad.
I want to really echo your feeling that you said like you felt like you're like I feel like I will hand it to the director. Let me look at his name again.
So many scenes of like pulling off the other girl's underpants from behind. It was just like, this is for someone who likes to see underpants pulled off ladies' butts.
Well, so the guy, the director Noburo, he does work in adult films as well. Yeah, but this is very much a fetish film. It seems like it made me feel dirty, and not just because it was about shit covered zombies.
There's worse things coming up.
Yeah. So they get into like a fight. Well, they meet
a man
right?
who's they learn the heads. If they explode the heads, they're dead. They learn that part here.
Not quite yet. There's a farmer that they meet who he's like, he says that I could feel the things. He goes, you met the other villagers. Yeah. It gets in their heads. I feel something screaming in my head, but I'm not going to take it. He shoots himself in the head. His head explodes because they've obviously seen Evil Dead 2. His eyeball flies across the room and lands in Noy's mouth, and he swallows it.
There's a joke.
You've seen Evil Dead 2, right?
Yeah, I've seen them all. It's been a while.
There's the scene in Evil Dead 2 when Jolene is screaming where they're fighting the thing in the basement. And it's going, I swallow your soul, I swallow your soul. And Bruce Campbell knocks its head down and jumps on it on the platform, and an eyeball pops out and then it flies across into Jolene's mouth, and she swallows it.
You say that, I remember. But
it's direct reference to this. Gotcha. Yeah.
It's a long time.
So I forget why Megumi wasn't with them at first. But she grabs the guy's double-barreled shotgun and just starts shooting all the zombies. Yes. A lot of people online point out that it was a double-barreled shotgun. He clearly used at least one shot to blow his head off. She kills 6 guys never reloading, but whatever. She kicks a zombie in half.
Yep. Yeah.
And the half of it flies across the room and grabs Aya just around her butt, and looks right at the camera and winks.
Yes.
And starts slowly pulling her pants down.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there not moving. These zombies never really try to bite you. No. They bite tack, but they just kind of sit there. And she's like, no, please don't. No, don't pull it down. No, they'll see. Stop showing my crack. No, don't show my butt. It's just what?
And then she sits.
And then, and finally she loses balance, falls on him, and with her mostly bare ass squishes his head.
3 times in slow motion. I don't know if you got that.
They keep showing it, yeah. And her line is, I killed him with my butt. And
you picked it, George.
That's why I apologize in front of Tim. And then a zombie throws one of the parasites that's in it at Megumi, and Megumi's like, I don't like bugs. And she's screaming, and then the last second something shoots out and nails it to the wall. It's Dr. Tanaka, and he has a nail gun.
So we should explain that a bug did come out of that body with teeth, and that's what was coming at her. So we know there's a parasite.
Yeah.
In
So
people.
the zombies in this movie, it's a weird parasite, and it looks kind of maybe a little bit like the worms from
Tremors. You're gonna say, right?
From Tremors.
They're tiny.
They have they're smaller. They're about the size of your intestine. They have a weird protuberance, which looks like a human brain that sticks out. Whoa. So they kind of look like they're upside down dildos when they're sticking at people's asses, because you better believe that happens a lot. And they have 4 big teeth and smaller teeth, and those can spin around
for comedy, George. They spin around for comedy. That's all happens.
For comedy purposes, mostly. Yeah.
They eat a bat like in a cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So Dr. Tanaka tells them he's like, I'm the only one left. I moved to this village with no doctors. That was a plus for some reason, because my daughter is sick and I'm taking care of her. And they all have dinner.
He feeds
together.
them spaghetti, and right away I'm like, no, don't eat spaghetti. Right? Didn't you think that?
As soon as first, this guy's acting shifty as fuck. Yeah. Right from the start, I'm like, the fact is and I went to a place because there was no doctors. I'm like, why would you want to go to a place with doctors with a sick daughter? And then he's like, here, eat the spaghetti. I notice I'm not eating any spaghetti, but you're eating spaghetti. So they eat the spaghetti.
That reminds me, just to emphasize more the how much of a butt fetish this is. The opening you forgot. They put the doctor puts a new parasite in his daughter, who's a teenager. He says, now we got to kill the old one. And he shoves a tube up her butt and injects her with parasite killer, which is important to our plot.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tim. I didn't know what was happening until 15 minutes in this movie. It had to slow down for me to catch my breath.
I mean, I don't know if you want spoilers, but he's keeping his daughter alive with the parasite, and he has an antidote to kill the old one when it dies.
Yeah, because, at this point, this is pretty close to when I stopped taking copious notes. So his daughter, who is the girl that they saw, the opposite of Megumi, she has some sort of lymphoma that for some unknown reason, the Nekorobushu or something, which is what he calls the worms, they are able to make this thing go into remission. Yeah. So what he does is he continuously infects his daughter with these worms. But then what he does is because it takes a day, I guess, or so, right, maybe a little bit less. As they grow, then he takes another worm and shoves it down her throat, and it kind of forces the other worm out her butt. So he's continuously forcing worms in her and out of her because that keeps her alive.
He's got parasite killer. So right there, I'm like, okay, I see where this plot's going.
Yeah, he's got parasite killer. Yeah. Yep.
And after this, dinner and everything. Wait, before that, Taki. That's right. Did you forget this? After eating dinner, Taki, they're like, the doctor's like, Taki, what happened to your hand? And they're like, oh, a zombie bit his finger off. And the doctor says, oh no, they only do that to plant their eggs. And then right away, Taki's head starts getting big.
And because Taki, as we know, is also a druggie, and he goes, oh, why did you tell me he does narcotics? Drugs and the eggs react poorly together.
His head just inflates.
It's disgusting.
And it explodes. That was an okay effect. Whenever they did CG in this, it was like, it's terrible. But
yeah, I saw several articles mentioning how there was 3 types of special effects in this. I never really read what they were, but it's clearly CGI, practical, and something else. But yeah, so his head gets big and pulsating, and it's spurting blood and stuff, and he's screaming and freaking out, and his head finally explodes.
And then this is when I texted George.
Oh, this is the scene where you're like, this is fetishy?
Megumi takes a shower. And
first Aya takes a shower. Yeah.
Well, let's explain.
And Aya,
the other 2 girls seem to be adults. Megumi, she's actually 18 in this movie. That's why I looked it up, because when she took her shirt off, I thought, oh, the twist is she's a boy. That's what I really thought. Because she looks too young. That's why I had to stop. I got to see how old this girl is, because I don't know what we're watching here. And I read another review online where a guy's like, yep, you wanted some gore? Well, aren't you sad now? And then he said something like, yeah, you want some nudity? Well, now you don't want it anymore, do you? Because he's like, yeah, she looks so young.
So I want to mention that there is,
And then she hugs the other girl while naked, and they cry.
So Aya's sad because her boyfriend is dead, even though she knows he's a creep. Weirdly, we don't see Aya naked anymore. That's what I mean. But we do see Megumi completely naked.
They're the older girls.
So they all have different.
Why is the youngest girl naked?
But we saw Maki naked completely.
Did we? I don't remember that.
Oh no, I guess we didn't see her.
I think I noticed this. That's why I'm upset. The youngest girl, he might have pressured her because she was new, and the other girls were like, "I'm not getting naked."
I wish I hadn't come across that story about where he did literally make a person. But
so anyway.
Yeah. So there's a weird scene where they're hugging, and then we have a flashback while she's hugging her friend to why her sister died. And so we see her sister, the bit we'd seen before, she's being bullied in a school bathroom by older girls who are trying to make her eat bugs. Yes. And they're saying, you're a weirdo, you eat bugs. And then Megumi walks in, and she's like, leave my sister alone. And they're like, no, we're not going to leave her alone unless you fart. And she's like, what? I can't. That's just disgraceful and dirty. And then Megumi's sister on the floor is like, wait, I can't have you do these terrible things for me, sister. And she loudly farts. And then they're like, ha, you farted. And then she gets up and runs into the gymnasium of the school and jumps off the bleachers and kills herself because she farted.
Wow.
Guess we should mention trigger warning for suicide, but I feel like that was just so silly and ridiculous. So that's her big trauma. Her
you sure? They thread the needle on this, George. They thread the needle.
I mean, comedy, it's good screenplay, right?
Tragedy mixed with farts.
Right. So from here on in, it just becomes your typical zombie siege, I guess.
Well,
I really don't take notes from
I'll
this
just
point.
tell you that Megumi, after the shower, she peeks in and sees the doctor putting a new parasite in his daughter. So she's like, oh, what's going on in here? And
don't forget pulling the other one out of her butt.
And he sees her, He's like, and her other friends show up too. You know what? I didn't take good notes on why he has to keep making. I guess he has to keep giving parasites bodies so he has more parasites. Because
the parasites, he explains that there is a whole life cycle, and the parasites only grow inside people. So he needs to have new people to create new parasites to force them into his daughter, so that they force the pre-existing parasites out.
And he says, "Haha, you ate my pasta. I put eggs in there, and so you're all infected."
Yep. And just so you know, at this point, it's Maki. No, Maki's already gone. Maki's been taken by the zombies. It's just Aya, Megumi, and Noi.
And they run away, and I'm like, why didn't you bring the serum? He told you he has the cure. And they ran away, and they run away, and then Megumi goes, "Oh, I should go get the serum." That's exactly.
Yep. So she separates from them, and then the various villagers start animating, but now not just being typical. Oh, you know, we never mentioned, Tim, that like all the zombies come out of the toilet, not just like the one guy. There's like 9 or 10, but now there's just shit ton of zombies, including like 3 girl zombies that are allegedly hot.
Allegedly? Is that what IMDb says?
He says they're hot, but I'm like, they're covered with shit.
Noi? Or the director? Noi.
Yeah, Noi's like, because now the zombies are attacking, they bend over backwards, and the worms poke the first like 6 inches of their heads out of their butts, and they kind of chase them backwards this way. And now I'm going to read you my final bit of IMDb trivia. You ready? The anus, quote in quotes, from which the tapeworms are seen emerging are clearly too high up on the actors' backsides, being roughly where the tailbone is. But only one person found that helpful, and I guess it was probably you, Tim.
I was totally going to point that out.
Yeah, it's a terrible sense of anatomy. I guess it's probably more for rating purposes.
Maybe. Rating.
Because we're looking at these giant fucking anuses. If they're right where they really were, this would probably get like you could argue it's an extension of their spine or something.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of fighting and stuff.
Well, Megumi does do a lot of like traditional, what you see in a Japanese action movie, the karate, with the doctor's daughter. Because the doctor's daughter has knives, and they fight each other. It's a very normal fight for the movie. I mean, just jumping around.
It's like a martial arts fight. It's weird. Like the doctor's daughter is like, "I hate you because you're healthy," but I'm like, she's doing backflips across the room. Yeah. I don't think she's that sick. She just did like a 12-foot leaping kick. She seems pretty. I couldn't do that. She seems pretty healthy. Naoi gets into a weird confrontation with Doctor, where they're both tangled up in tentacles from one of these worms. Stuff. It's weird tentacle porn
wraps
thing,
up the girls.
But like wraps up Megumi and seems to go up her thing.
Yes, that scene in Evil Dead that they had to apologize for. They kind of do it here too, except it's supposed to be going up to her butt. We know.
Yeah, maybe it makes the same weird splashing noise as when she splatters the guy's nuts. Naoi gets killed. He says, "Let me go at a man." He dies fighting Dr. Tanaka. When they're both wrapped up in tentacles from like one of the monsters.
Doctor gets eaten,
but like it's a little confusing
too. So the doctor's gone,
and Maki comes back as a zombie, and then she's like, "Guess what? I'm a queen."
And bursting out of her is a giant Muppet that looks kind of like a burnt Big Bird.
It's like
right.
It's like burnt Big Bird. Like a fucking hand puppet. It's so funny. Her head literally splits in half. There's this weird. Her eyes bulge out in like a really weird scene. So she becomes this thing, and she's flying about, and she and the daughter of the doctor, who I realize none of us got her name, are flying about, and they're fighting against
Megumi, who learns that she's infected.
Wait, no, you're cutting ahead just a little bit, because that's when Aya gets killed by Maki. And she dies to sacrifice herself. Like she's tied up in her tentacles. So they're flying and attacking Megumi. And because this is a very pervy movie, she's like slashing at her with the sword, with a knife. She goes, "I'm going to take your bra." And then she cuts her bra off. She goes, "I'm going to cut your shirt open." So for the rest of the fight, Megumi has one boob hanging out. And then they fly her up into the air really high because they could fly.
And Megumi learns that she has fart powers that allow her to fly, because it's the other daughter
from her parasites,
flying with the other parasite.
If you've ever read X-Men comics or New Mutants, there's the character Cannonball, who could ignite the bottom half of his body and propel himself through the air. She's flying around in the sky through the force of explosive farts.
The worst of special effects. It's like a green screen.
It looks
and
terrible.
She's just flying around.
But it's an important bit of character because she finally
farts.
realizes I can fart in front of other people, and unlike my sister, I don't have to take my own life in shame.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she gets the cure potion.
Shoves it up burnt up Big Bird's butt.
Shoves up the Big Bird puppet's butt, and the Big Bird puppet explodes. And the Big Bird puppet drops the daughter, who falls somehow sideways onto a tree and gets a stick through her head.
And
then
she's got
dead.
the cure, right? She did inject herself. She had it.
Probably up the butt. And then
Thankfully, we
forgot to mention there's a really weird scene where like somebody steals their car.
Yeah. Oh, she finds it.
And like they don't explain who. Yeah. She finds her car. We're in the middle of the woods around nobody, and somebody steals their car. She walks up, she finds the car, and Dr. Tanaka's there with his brain out.
What? We saw him eaten.
He's still alive.
We saw him eaten by a bunch of
tentacles.
Made no sense.
Yeah. And because now she has discovered to overcome her shame, she does a crazy kick and kicks him in the head, and
freeze
the movie
frame
ends.
On her panties.
Freeze frame.
By the way, that big kick.
Oh, wow.
It said the end right on her panties.
No, did it really?
It might as well have.
Might as well.
So, anyway, don't watch this movie.
So that was Zombie Ass Toe the Dead. I give this movie 7 kablastos.
Now we have the part of the show where Tim and George talk about how this movie is like Star Wars and Labyrinth.
I like Star Wars, George. What do you think I'm going to go with? Defective exhaust port, garbage compactor shit, Obi-Wan fart jokes?
Those are the only 3 scenes you seem to know from Star Wars, so why not all 3?
Well, I'm going to say, in this movie, it was a lot of people grunting and groaning and trying to poop. We didn't get that across. So it was like that scene in Star Wars when Luke was in the bathroom in the Millennium Falcon and he was grunting and groaning, and Obi-Wan heard him and he said, "Luke, use the force of your abdominal muscles." There you go.
And then he hands him a bit of toilet paper and says, "Your father wanted you to have this." It was with the blood shield down. I can't see. Luke, just open your eyes. All right. And I like to counter Tim's incessant mentioning of Star Wars, even though he's apparently never seen it. I like to compare it to 1986's Labyrinth.
Ooh.
And I mean, there's a lot. The Labyrinth has the bag of eternal stench is one thing. The Labyrinth has the worm guy.
Yeah.
Come in, meet the missus.
Too much.
But I'm actually going to point out a little bit behind the scenes trivia. A lot of people don't know this, but throughout the entire filming of the movie, David Bowie had a 17-foot tapeworm up his butt.
That's true. I've heard that.
So it's famously. On the last day of filming, they held an egg sandwich up near it. When it grabbed it, they yanked it out and beat it with a stick. And that's how David Bowie got better. So, yes.
Nice.
This is what this movie has in common with Labyrinth.
I believe it.
I do, too.
I thought you were going to talk about Jennifer Connelly's incessant farting. Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you. I'll get you.
Revenge.
All right. So,
Sequel?
sequels.
Well, sometimes we do sequels, and sometimes a movie is so bad, I say, hey, I don't want any sequels to be made of this movie. This movie was creepier than that time Giuliani laid on a bed, put his hands down his pants and that Borat film.
Was he still married to his cousin at that
I
point?
think long ago that he got divorced. So here are the sequels they made to this movie that I don't want to see that they made, George.
Okay.
They're never going to watch. Nobody's going to watch them.
None of this has to do with revenge, but go for it.
I said, this is my revenge on this movie, saying, thumbs down, it shouldn't have a sequel. Okay. But they did make Zombie Ass 2, The Dropping of the Deuce. And they made Zombie Ass 3D, stands for Three Dookies. And they made Zombie Ass 4,
so dumb.
Skid, Marked for Death. They made Zombie Ass 5, Forest Dump. Zombie Ass 6, Oh Shit, Not Again. And Zombie Ass 7, Go Ahead, Make My Bidet.
Pretty good, Tim.
Don't want to see those, so I'm not going to tell you anything about them. That's how it works sometimes, folks.
Yeah, and I hate to say it because I was sure Tim would have something like this time. I was like, I don't think there should be a sequel to this movie either. It was complicated by the fact too that only one character survives.
Yeah, I thought you tied this in with Uncle Ben.
With what?
I don't know. I just thought you'd do that.
Let's try. Let's do
Uncle
some
Ben's
revenge.
other nephew.
Right.
I'm
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No.
I'm gonna do your thing. So
You want music?
Megumi, she's recovered. She's made some advances, right? She recovered from the trauma of her sister, and but then all her friends died, and like she killed all these people. But she has discovered a new comfort with her body and herself she never had before. Mm-hmm. Tim, have you ever heard of Le Petoman?
No.
He was a entertainer, I think in about the 1930s in France. Okay. His name translates literally as apparently the fart maniac.
Oh.
And he was a man who had this incredible control over his diaphragm where he was able to use it to create farts on command.
Wow.
Everyone look it up. There's a great dollop about it. Like that's how I first heard about this guy. He discovered...
Did he kill Mark Twain with one of his farts?
He killed Mark Twain.
So.
Yeah, famously threw Mark Twain on the ground and sat in his face and farted him until Mark Twain died. And Mark Twain was actually when he said, either these curtains go or I do. Stealing it from Oscar Wilde, like a hack.
What a hack.
This is a fun side story. The Petaman discovered he had his ability when I think he was in the army and he was swimming with some friends and one of them punched him in the belly and his belly contracted and sucked like 2 gallons of water up into his anus. And he was all freaked out.
Punch someone while swimming, first of all. That doesn't make much sense.
I assume you're not up to your neck. You're probably just the sphincters covered by water.
That's not swimming.
And so he discovered this. So he would just go on stage and he would just fart on cue. Well, she resurrects his act. Megumi resurrects his act. And she starts traveling the world because now she knows there's power in farting. And she's a big hit in Japan where this sort of thing is apparently very popular and very powerful. But it takes her around the world. She eventually finds herself in none other than New York City. And while she's in New York City, she's making an appearance in New York. And afterwards... she's walking through the hallways, feeling pretty good about the show. But honestly, she had to deal with some dodgy people. She's still pretty naive. She's only like 18 years old, right? A guy comes running through who had stolen the receipts for the show. He barrels past her. And meanwhile, the manager, the guy who set up this venue was like, stop him. He stole our money.
90 years old?
And she's like, she's like, it's not my problem because she didn't get paid for that gig. So she lets the guy go into the elevator. He goes, thanks, and disappears down. She goes, I'm going to go downstairs now. I'm going to get me some shawarma maybe or something. She goes on the street and she sees an old man laying there in blood. There's a little boy crying next to him. Mm-hmm. And she's like, what happened? She goes, this man, he stole all this money and he killed my Uncle Ben. She goes, Uncle Ben, huh? That's like rice. She goes, you want some farts with that?
What?
And she farts in the little kid's face. Yeah.
I thought the story was going somewhere.
Yeah. It was until I lost it.
Maybe that little kid was actually a different Uncle Ben, and this kid was Peter Pooper. Huh? And he gets the parasite.
And he gets That's endless. I sure hope none of our enemies at Rat and Spider or Jack Kirby heard this episode. All right, do we get any mail?
I'm still wondering about what was his name, the farter?
The Petaman. Petomane, I believe.
I'm suspicious about getting punched while swimming. I think something else was going on, George. That's all I got to say.
His real name was Joseph Pujol. He was a French flatulist.
As opposed to a German flatulist.
Well, he would have been called a Fartenmeister.
Fartenmeister.
Yeah.
What about in England? What do you call it? What's a British person called it? Dirk Feelgood, right in.
This is good stuff. Yeah, Dirk Feelgood. Dirk Feelgood is the same way.
He does. He said
nope.
On the, if you want to join our Discord, folks, he said that our accents last time did not offend him. Did not. We said that we're losing all our British fans because we were doing British accents.
Oh, which movie was that for?
One of those European ones where women are treated poorly, and
Just every movie we've seen. I should say I misspoke about him. It was in the 1900s. He first made his appearance at the Moulin Rouge in 1892. Wow. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Joseph had a strange experience while swimming in the sea. He wasn't punched. I think it was combined with Houdini. He put his head underwater and held his breath, whereupon he felt icy cold penetrating his rear. He ran ashore in fright and was amazed to see water pouring from his anus.
Come on. Put two and two together.
I was right.
What?
Wait. While serving in the army, he told his fellow soldiers about a special ability, repeated for their amusement, sucking up water from a pan into his rectum and then projecting it up to several yards. He found he could suck in air as well.
George.
Yep.
Not that I care, but put two and two together.
Yep. What?
These origin stories. The people out there know what I'm talking about.
Not everything that goes up a butt is a wiener.
Some guy going out those stories.
Well, the man was a French flatulist. He apparently has been portrayed in several movies. Maybe we should do one of those.
I was in the movie theater when suddenly I felt a warmness going up my butt. Anyway.
No, he said coldness.
It's a different story every time.
Coldness, Tim.
I'm saying. George.
All right.
Wow.
Yep.
Trying to say he's got about 10 different stories for this. 10 different stories.
We're losing her. Yep. Coldness.
All right.
Tim, do we have any mail?
Join our Discord. There's fun stuff there.
No.
George doesn't go
we talk
there.
About nothing. I don't go.
We talk about a lot of things.
Tim.
British Bake Off. We're talking
Tim
about
and
it.
Occasional Coast.
My favorite character is gone, but we don't want
Oh, I know the one who got eliminated yesterday?
Last week. She's what name is?
She was the burlesque performer.
She's
drag performer.
Drag king.
Drag king, yes. Her name was Le Pétaman.
She was sloppy. She was good. I told that the whole through.
She was my favorite too, and she went out making a cake of a triceratops, so I felt pretty sad.
She was just sloppy. She was good, but a bit sloppy.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, and she made that big fart joke. But yeah.
Well, she did something unusual when she was kicked off. She grabbed Paul Hollywood, wrestled him to the ground,
farted
on his face, and said, "I killed him with my butt."
I know that there's a name for fart in Britain, and I'm mad at myself. I can't think of it. Is it tooting? Tooting?
I mean, write in if you're a British listener. We've had a lot of you recently.
All right.
I'm sure you won't be sticking around.
Too long. I know.
Yeah, we have.
Next week is my choice.
About Pétaman. Yes.
And
yes.
Listen.
What country, Tim?
I'm going to England. I want to break this. What is this? A curse? Every movie we pick is just women being assaulted, women being objectified.
Terrible views of
George, women. England, 1977. Yep. It's a movie called Prey, Prey. It's on Daily Motion. It's about an alien that comes to Earth to learn about humans, and he observes two lesbians. Sounds pretty innocent. He's going to observe two lesbians.
I'm sure that's not going to exploitative scenes.
It was filmed.
It's on Daily Motion?
It is. People don't confuse it with the new movie Prey. This is 1977, the Mother Year. No one watched it because they're all watching Star Wars.
Oh, that's what you call the Mother Year.
The Mother Year.
I don't get it.
So Prey, England. It was filmed right out back of, what's it called? Shepperton Studios. When Star Wars was done, they came in. They started filming. England, folks. We're going to learn what the English word is for farting next week.
Yep.
As
this
we'll come learns about lesbian lifestyles.
Yep, and
what?
Yeah, a lot of nudity in it.
What?
Yeah,
is it all women?
It's just it looks like it. I only opened.
Do we see their underpants, George?
Hopefully.
All right.
All right.
We're sorry. Bye, everybody. So long.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. I can stop it.
Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, we should say that.
What?
We should say goodbye each time in the country. Sayonara, everybody.
Sayonara, everybody.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
Mm-hmm.